If you're just tuning in, I must apologize. You've missed the morning radio, and it's time for the news. I know, no one likes bad news, but that's all we've got. That said, let's talk about the weather. It's raining. Moving on. What? A detailed weather report? Do you really think they care? Fine. The acid continues to fall from the sky and burn any exposed flesh, and shows little sign of stopping today. We can expect a slight drizzle in the morning tomorrow, but ought to have clear skies by tomorrow afternoon. I recommend covering up. The unhindered sun is more painful than the rain. Of course, that's my opinion, and why I never leave this station. There's a storm coming up the coast. Seems to have picked up some radioactive waste. If it continues as it is, it should be here in a week. Glad I'm not on the beach. If you are, why? It's going to be hot today, frozen tonight, and tomorrow will be the same. Now that does it for the detailed weather report, and it's time to talk about more important news. It's time to talk about bugs. The infestation of giant silverfish, which people have taken to calling sharks, continues to spread. They've all but taken over the small town of Bardstown, leaving residents trapped in their homes begging for help. I should know. They were using my radio frequency to do it. The sharks show no signs of stopping and have even been seen outside of neighboring settlements. Someone should get Preston because I think those settlements are about to need some help. On some lighter bug-related news, what would you say if I told you bees were back? Do you remember bees? I remember bees. They were awful, stinging people all the time. But I do miss their honey and their flowers. Well, rumor has it an elderly couple near Ashmont Valley have dozens of hives of the beasts. I doubt it, but wouldn't that be something? Let's talk about it. I'll take your calls here now, and we can discuss what that means. Oh, wait. No, I won't, because the phone lines were all harvested for copper and rubber. You monsters. Anyway, it's time for a pre-recorded segment I like to call A Message from Our Sponsors. After that, hopefully, I'll still be here with more of the latest news. Alright, is it recording? The light on? Alright. Okay, this is... well, which one is this? The A.M.M. commercial. Right. Alright. A.M.M. take one. Our homes are facing a serious threat. A threat as old as our wasteland. A threat which comes with both the shroud of night and the boldness of day. A threat that tears our families from us, destroys our homes and communities, and leaves us alone and desperate. The threat of attack by marauders and savages has left many to face the perils of our world alone. Do not let this continue. Protect your community, your family, your home. Join A.M.M. today, and let no one else face this world alone. That ad brought to you by Blaze Mug. Blaze Mug, your only guaranteed drinkable liquid this side of the Atlantic. Alright, what's this next commercial? Bug spray. Right. Have giant insects taken over your life? Is your home infested with flying dars? Have you recently woken up to find your body had been eaten in its entirety by an unknown crawling menace that yet holds an exoskeleton and antennae? Well, have no more sleepless nights. Your woes are at an end. The product for you is available now at Griff's Repair and Destroy. Antanko is proven by 7 independent people to not only melt the skeleton of large insects, but also leave the area with the soothing smell of mulled cider. Antanko, your only defense against the infestation invasion. Only available at Griff's Repair and Destroy. And we're back. That does it for our first ad break. We're live at the top of the hour with the latest news from our lovely corner of the post-apocalyptic wasteland. Here's some good news. Romulus's Glory Arena is reopening its doors after finishing repairs from last month's incident The structure is fit to continue use and the pit cage has been reinforced. So I've been told. Barbara Shepard, the master of the arena, is calling for any and all brave souls to come and test their might against the greatest threats of the wastes. Additionally, Miss Shepard has put a bounty on every mutated wasteland creature to be brought to the arena alive. When asked about why she didn't have staff to acquire such beasts on hand, she simply replied, "Oh, I do. But I find the desperate and destitute often bring far more interesting beasts." The arena is set to open in 1 week for spectators, but all brave enough to take part should enroll now. Changing direction entirely, let's talk survival. More accurately, let's talk survival cooking. More specifically, let's talk quality survival culinary. Most of us haven't had a decent meal since the world ended, living off the scraps of the world past or risking contaminated meat hunted from our new furry friends. Often bland or bitter, these meals leave us wanting. However, thanks to a kind soul traveling the waste, I know a few things you can do to better your meals. I'm sure you've seen those bone trees everywhere, the stark white things growing from the ground covered in thorns. Well, it turns out they can be an amazing addition to your diet. All you need is a cutting from one of these trees. You'll want to boil it to destroy the bacteria. I repeat, you'll want to boil it first. These things are covered with awful diseases. You'll find a slow, painful end if you eat this raw. Now after you've boiled it, you'll grate the cutting into a fine powder. This powder can be used as a fine spice, warm and sweet, not unlike cinnamon. I find it pairs well with most soups. I was surprised to learn this. I've even tried it myself. I now keep a small stash of the stuff squirreled away to make my mystery soups better. Tune in tomorrow for another fine culinary survival tip. In other news, citizens of the county bank are thrilled by one local man's new business venture. Mr. Harris Folker has opened a business he's referring to as Companion Menagerie, where the friendliest mutated horrors of the wasteland are trained and auctioned off as pets. According to all accounts, these mutant pets are ideal for any family, traveler, or merchant bringing a touch of joy into this bleak world. If you're interested in one of your own, his business hours run 11 to 22 Sunday through Thursday. As mentioned, the critters are auctioned off, so you'll want to be sure you have plenty of cheese when you arrive. Moving on. It's no secret that this world is a dangerous place. People have grown desperate and taken to helping themselves to your stuff, and when you're least prepared. Stay ready. Stay informed with the latest reported bandit movements. According to our sources, we have 9 active bandit groups in broadcasting range, this down from the last reported 13. The Wolf Paw group continues to fortify Mount Deschk, held there by the surrounding Shikar and Firebottle groups, who occupy the mountain's base. This standoff shows no signs of resolving anytime soon. The Roadrunners have begun patrolling the streets outside of St. Leo, enforcing a toll on travelers to and from the town. Any unwilling or unable to pay are taken instead. Their fates are not yet known. The remaining 5 groups are encamped at the edges of our broadcasting range and do not presently pose a threat to you, my faithful listeners. If you have news on new formed or presently active bandit groups, please call the studio. Oh wait, the phone lines. Right. You harvested them for resources. You monsters. Moving on. With so many dangers in the world, it can be hazardous to travel. That's why I'm very glad to have gotten a letter the other day. There's a new mercenary service who wrote me asking to buy advertising time. I never responded, as this service, I think, should be available as quickly as possible to you, so I'm giving their business airtime for free. You're welcome. With that, there's a new mercenary business in the Hold Hills area called Affordable Bodyguards. Their name says it all. For a low price, you can hire your very own semi-trained professional to protect you from bandits, mutant horrors, and any other danger our world presents. They're presently only in Hold Hills, but are looking to expand into neighboring areas. If you're planning to hire them, they're available 24/7 and willing to travel to you for work at an additional fee. I imagine St. Leo residents may be writing them very soon. I'm afraid that's all the latest, and it's very nearly time for our evening radio segment. I want to thank you all for tuning in and leave you with the afternoon puzzler. What's brown and sticky? Think about it, and tune in for the answer tomorrow. Until then, please stand by for our evening radio. And if you're truly out there listening, good luck. Alright, we're clear. Brown and sticky, really? That's the best we could come up with?